Hi guys, just quickly, this video is powered by the Blue Collar Media Group. It's the group that I'm currently writing as many sports articles as I can for. I'm also featuring on a lot of their podcasts which they run, which are all different types of sport and all different types of topics. Be sure to check them out. You can follow them at Blue Collar MG on Twitter and also bluecollarmg.com. Yeah, just get involved, make sure you check them out. Cheers guys. Premier League predictions, week 7. I'm currently down 22-15, so we need a big week. So how better to close the gap than bring on a guest who is home football is American football. So my guest this week is Canadian Kenneth Cottrell, who is the host of the Shoot Shoot Basketball Podcast. I'll put his links in the bit below, but check him out. Kenny, great to have you on, and here he is.
What's going on? My name's Kenneth Cottrell. I'm from the Shoot Basketball Podcast at Blue Collar Media Group, and I'm here to give you my Premier League predictions for this week. Incredibly excited for this week's matches, so let's get into things right away.
First game, Wolves against Palace, Friday night. Don't see this being a very exciting Friday night game, unfortunately. Obviously, Palace have done well. Zaha's on fire, 5 goals in 6 games. And Wolves have started to pick up their form as well. Really should be 3-1 on the bounce. Obviously, last week gave it away late on against Newcastle. But they're finding some form. Nuno's got his team back on track. Wolves to win this game. Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Starting with the Friday matchup, we've got Wolves and Crystal Palace, a couple mid-tier teams. This is a game that I see being a draw. I like this to be a 2-2 game. While I do like Wolves' attack and being at home, I do think Crystal Palace is going to find a way to answer and pick up a much-needed point. So take that one as the draw.
2 is Sheffield United against Manchester City. Obviously, Sheffield United arguably played their best game this season. Fell just short against Liverpool last week. Man City obviously got a really good win in the week away at Marseille. Really professional job in the Champions League. And for me, I just see a comfortable win. I think although Sheffield United played well last week, they won't have enough to... Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 2.
Over to Saturday, Sheffield at home against Manchester City. I mean, it's just a tough test all the time when you welcome Man City to town. I think Man City's going to win this one fairly comfortably. 3-1 result would be my best guess.
Burnley against Chelsea. Firstly, Chelsea, again, another team that got a good away win in the week at Krasnodar. Ziyech, I really like the look of. Actually, he played really well. So he could be an option in the fantasy. I might give it one more week. And obviously Pulisic now back fit and firing is a really good option for them up front. But still, Lampard's kind of not solidified his best 11 and his strongest formation and style he wants to play. And Burnley, Burnley are a tricky opposition. Fans or no fans, going to Turf Moor is never easy. And last week, I thought they were a bit unfortunate actually not to get anything in the Spurs game. Chelsea are going to drop a few points here. Burnley going to be compact, tough to beat. A bit of magic from McNeil, I think, or someone like that. And I think it's going to be a point each. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Chelsea 1.
Then you've got Burnley hosting Chelsea. Burnley's been piss poor to start the year. Not a team that I really like. And so I think Chelsea's going to pick up the 2-0 win here. Probably a Pulisic goal.
30, Liverpool against West Ham. Really compact at the back with Balbuena and Ogbonna, and then obviously Rice and Soucek just in front of them. And then obviously they've got the main man up front, Antonio, who's been banging them in. Obviously, unfortunately, he's going to be out for this weekend, which is a really, really big miss for them. And Haller, I presume, will fill into that number 9 role, who is perfectly capable of being able to hold up the ball for the likes of Fornals and Jared Bowen going forward in terms of that creative threat. Liverpool, again, more injuries at the back. Fabinho getting injured midweek. Looks like young Williams are going to have to step into that central role. Again, for me, another shock. I think Liverpool dropped points here. Liverpool 1, West Ham United 1.
Liverpool at home against West Ham. Liverpool is going to win that game comfortably, 3-0 result. I know that they're tied at the top of the league right now with Everton. Outside of that Aston Villa beating that they took, they've looked pretty good to start the year, so I think that they win that game comfortably.
On to Sunday, the big one. Villa against Southampton. We're going to skip past what happened last week. Bit of a stinker, but I don't think we're far off in the first half from getting a goal or two and winning that game. So for me, nothing to worry about, no issues. But then again, Southampton are a really, really good side. Being a bit of our bogey side for a while now in this league. I think we haven't beaten them since 2013. Tricky side to beat. Obviously, I know I bang on about it every week, but Danny Ings, when you've got him as your option up front, then there's always a threat. I'm always positive and optimistic about Villa, but I think a point's a good result for us here. I think Southampton are a good side. I know I'm sure we'll bounce back, but still to come back off a 3-0 loss is always tough. And I think it's going to be another sort of cagey game. Aston Villa 1, Southampton 1. Come on, the boys.
4 games. You've got Aston Villa welcoming Southampton. 2 teams that have overachieved a little bit to start the year, I'm not going to lie. I think that Villa, they looked really good until last week, and then Leeds really beat the brakes off them. So this is a game that I like to be a draw as well. 1-1 would be my prediction. I think Aston Villa goes up early, but Southampton gets one back in the second half.
We've got Newcastle United against Everton. Obviously, Newcastle did really well to battle and get that point late on against Wolves last week. Again, I've said it before, but Steve Bruce, he knows what he's doing. He runs their team well, knows how to get points, knows how to survive in this league, I guess. Obviously, a team where you match them up with a lot of teams and probably don't match them for quality, but what Bruce and Newcastle do as a collective is really good. Yeah, good one, Dave. Really good, yeah. See, Dean, you got the red card, so he'll miss out this week. I can't believe I'm going to predict another draw. Newcastle 1, Everton 1.
Then we've got Newcastle Everton. This is another one of those games that it worries me a bit. Even though Everton is at the top of the league, Newcastle is never an easy game, especially at St. James's Park. So I'm going to go with Everton to win that game 2-1.
See Manchester United against Arsenal. This is going to be a real cracker. I'm really, really looking forward to this game. United obviously blew away Leipzig in the week, 5-0. Rashford, second half hat-trick. I thought I was really impressed with Van der Beek, actually. A really creative midfielder in that role. Obviously, he kind of plays similar to Fernandes, so how Ollie's going to fit them both in, I'm not 100% sure as of yet, but a good option nonetheless to have. And we've got Arsenal, 11th in the league. Looked a bit lost for ideas last week against Leicester, just didn't create anything. And then they had the smash and grab 1-0 Leicester, that's what they do. So that was a disappointing result for them. But this is a game where no fans, doesn't matter. This is a big game, everyone wants to win this. United, Arsenal, both sets of fans hate each other. There's a lot of history in this fixture. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if United blow Arsenal away. There's still a lot of question marks in that Arsenal defensive. Aubameyang hasn't fired as of yet, and I know they won comfortably on Thursday night, but they're playing Dundalk. A lot of the lads on my WhatsApp group are describing them as a pub team, so I wouldn't take much for that. Yeah, really wouldn't be surprised if United blow Arsenal out of the water this week, and I think that's what they'll do. I'm actually going to go, let's go aggressive. We're going to say Arsenal 1, Manchester United 4. They're going to blow them away. Big win.
Man United hosting Arsenal. I mean, the games just don't get any easier. They drew with Chelsea 0-0, and then Rashford looked great midweek. That's my team there. I think Man United's going to pick up the win here. I think it's a 2-1 result for them. Another Rashford goal, possibly a Martial as well, depending on who's playing in that game. But yeah, I'm going to take Man U to win that game.
Spurs against Brighton on Sunday. Spurs. What do I say about Spurs? Literally, I don't know what to say about them anymore. One week they look unreal. The next game they just look completely lackluster and have nothing. Losing 1-0 away at Antwerp, tricky game on a Thursday night, but just couldn't believe it. Mourinho had to make 5 substitutes before the 55th minute. I honestly don't know what to say. It's the most Spurs thing ever. Put 6 past United and lose away at Antwerp. It's just what they do. But yeah, they've obviously got so much talent with Son and Kane that Brighton, first half looked good against West Brom, and then I watched the second half and they were really, really poor. Against a really struggling West Brom side, they got absolutely dominated in that second half and were really fortunate to come away with a point, to be honest. I've sung their praises this season, saying they've been unlucky, but last week I was really disappointed with their performance. I would be surprised if Kane doesn't get at least 1 or 2 in this game. And then I think Spurs send a message back to the league that they are a team with quality, and Thursday was just a blip. So I'm going to say Tottenham Hotspur 3, Brighton Hove Albion 0.
Spurs and Brighton, lock in Spurs at home. I think they pick up the 3-0 win. I really like Tottenham's attacking force, so that's what puts them over the top for me.
Battle of the strugglers. Not much to say. Parker and Bilic are both trying to find ways of getting points on the board for their team. Both teams newly promoted and struggling. West Brom second half last week, as I've already said about Brighton, they looked really good actually in the second half. I really like the look of Pereira. He looked really strong on the ball, had a couple of chances which frustratingly for them didn't go in, but I thought that if they won last week against Brighton, they would have been well worth the 3 points. Fulham, struggling. I think the only hope Fulham kind of had of any success this season was Mitrovic scoring 13, 15, 17 goals and being that bloke who almost single-handedly keeps them up. And he hasn't done that. He's missed penalties, he's missed chances. Obviously early days, all it takes is him a goal or two and he can switch and be the high-class quality striker that we know he can be, but we need to see that first, and it hasn't happened. West Brom to steal it away from home. I'm going to say Fulham 1, West Brom 2.
Fulham and West Brom. Fulham is at home. West Brom has not picked up a victory yet this year, but I think they're going to pick up a much-needed draw here. Points are going to be tough to come by this year for West Bromwich Albion, so 1-1 is my pick there. And
Monday night, Leeds United against Leicester City. Leeds, the myth. Can't stand them. I just can't stand Leeds. Patrick Bamford is not as good a striker as everyone says he is. Fair play that third goal when he was surrounded by Villa players and he put it in top corner. That was a really good finish. But first goal, Martinez just palmed it to him, and the other one was a deflection off Konsa. Genuinely, people need to just realise that this guy is not as good as people say he is. There's a reason he's been on loan to 6 clubs up to the age of 24. And I just don't see it. I genuinely don't think he's a Premier League striker. But hey, he'll get found out and you guys are going to see that soon. Jack Harrison, I really like. I think he's a really, really good player. He was a threat all game against us. And Matty Cash did really well to keep him as quiet as he did, because he is a really, really good player who can scare a lot of opposition. Leicester, back of a really good win away at Athens. And obviously won last week against Arsenal. So a good, strong side. They got Vardy back. So I'm going to say Leeds United 0, Leicester City 2.
My final pick of the week. It's going to be a fun game between Leeds and Leicester. Leeds has been phenomenal coming up from the Championship. They did beat Aston Villa last week. I'm going to take this one to be a draw as well. I'm going to say a 2-2 result. Leeds has scored a lot of goals this year for a team just coming up into the league. And I think Vardy's probably going to pick one up or someone else in their attacking force. So make it a 2-2 result. And those are my Premier League picks for the week. So keep killing it, Will.
Anyway, that's my predictions for the week. I can't really do as bad as I did last week, so hopefully I'll do all right. Kenny, cheers for coming on. Guys, make sure to have a look at his stuff. It's really, really good content. But yeah, up the Villa and fuck Leeds.